Let's look at a second set of special cases of t-tests. These are going to be the single sample t-tests where we compare one sample, a sample mean, to the population mean. So this is a lot like the z-tests, except with the z-tests, we don't know the population of the standard deviation. Well, no, the t-test, we don't need to know the standard deviation of the population, whereas in the z-test, we do need to know that standard deviation. So let's take a example of Sunday school. Now I'm kind of partial to Sunday school. Many of you know that I was a pastor for many years, but I didn't always grow up as I wasn't always a Christ follower. I made a decision to follow Christ when I was in high school, and I didn't come from a family who were Christ followers. It was kind of a family that was just kind of nothing, no concern for God at all. But my parents started sending me to Sunday school when I was little to get me out of the house, and they figured going to church wouldn't hurt me. And I found it absolutely fascinating because of the moral issues that were discussed, and also the big questions in life, such as, does God exist? Does God communicate with people? Can we trust the Bible? Real fundamental issues that lay the foundation for someone to follow Jesus Christ. So when I was a pastor, I was also very concerned about our Sunday schools that we would run, the Bible studies for kids. And so in this example, we're going to look at an example to see has a Sunday school grown? Because whenever we have different ministries in churches, it's important that the ministries are effective, that they accomplish what they're supposed to, and if they can be growing, that's even better. So in this context, during the last school year, September to June, the average Sunday school attendance for kids in kindergarten through fifth grade was 20. So this is a small church. There are only 20 kids in kindergarten to grade 5. Then in August, the church has a vacation Bible school with the goal of reaching out to neighborhood kids. Now, a vacation Bible school is a kind of like a camp that runs for a couple hours where they do lots of fun activities and sing songs and learn Bible verses and listen to Bible stories. And it's generally a real fun thing for kids in the neighborhood. And I went to a number when I was in when I was a kid and got exposed to the gospel that way. So that's in August. And then in September, we measured the attendance for 4 of the Sundays. And there's 28 kids, a lot bigger than it was when it was 20. Then there are 18, smaller, then 26, and then 24. And the question is we want to be 90% sure that the Sunday school grew. Can we be? And we're going to choose alpha equals 0.10 since we only need to be 90% sure. Now, why would we choose only 90%? Well, we're just trying to get an idea of whether the Sunday school grew or not. We're not trying to publish a scientific paper. It doesn't have to be super rigid, the standards that we hold up for this test. Sunday school is going to keep on continuing, and we'll get more data eventually. So we can lower we can be less stringent with the alpha level, going from alpha equals 0.5 to alpha equals 0.10. And this is often the case when we do studies in the businesses or other types of organizations that just need to make some type of decision and to evaluate what's going on. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use data analysis in Excel, and we are going to use the paired two-sample t-test like we have had before. We're going to make a directional hypothesis that the Sunday school has grown, and we're going to assign the population mean to the second column of scores for each data point, kind of like treating it as a homogeneous second sample. So this is a little tricky. So even though the textbook starts off with this and says this is the easiest to compute, Excel requires a little effort. So that's what the next video will be about.